Look, up at the trailer, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman. Hello there everyone, and welcome back once again to RealScreenReviews.com. I am guest critic Clark Kent, filling in for my good friend Nick Iacobucci, and our next teaser trailer review is for Man of Steel, due out in the summer of 2013. Man of Steel is of course the next take on the beloved character of Superman and stars Henry Cavill in the title role. Joining him are Russell Crowe, Amy Adams, Kevin Costner, and Michael Shannon. This film is directed by Zack Snyder and also comes to us from producer Christopher Nolan. Now, there have been two teaser trailers officially released for the film Man of Steel, and the only difference that I can find between the two is the voiceover work of the narrator. One has Russell Crowe and the other sports the voice of Kevin Costner, but the teaser seems to be exactly the same. I actually think to call it a teaser is an overstatement because I would actually refer to it as a snippet. It shows a young boy with a makeshift cape, Clark as an adult, some written credits, and only at the end do we get to see the Man of Steel fly for about 5 to 10 seconds. This is basically just enough to wet the whistle, but I have put the link to the official teaser below in the description box. Now, I was actually lucky enough to see the leaked footage from the Comic-Con trailer, and even though not everything was crystal clear to me, I will give you my take on what I did see. Well, people, in one word, wow. Now, I had this pegged at only 2 minutes, but you do get to see enough in 120 seconds to really make you just want to keep on watching. First of all, you get to see Clark Kent in different stages of his life. I don't know if it's Clark Kent, but you do see a young boy running with a red cape as you do in the official teaser, and I would think that it would be Clark Kent on the Kent farm. You see an older Clark Kent with a full beard walking along, and eventually you get to see the Man of Steel in full outfit. We are also treated with visuals of a bus full of children crashing, and as we are watching this little dose of action, you hear a woman saying that her son was on that bus and she saw what Clark did. And while I'm talking about voiceovers, we get to hear Superman's Kryptonian father, portrayed by Russell Crowe, telling us about being inspired to do greater things. Speaking of Jor-El, you also get glimpses of the spaceship that gets him to Earth and the Superman logo engraved on a small piece of metal. The trailer then shifts to Superman as the mature adult that we've all been waiting for, and though it's not very long, it is still quite fulfilling. The audience gets to see him up, and away, flying through the air, and it's absolutely breathtaking. We also see the Man of Steel in some scenes with the military that raise some questions because he's handcuffed, and near the trailer's end, the military have guns drawn on our hero. We also have our hero on fire for a few moments, and as well as seeing him break through a vault or getting thrown through a vault, I'm really not sure. This, of course, brings to life the very first production photo that was released a few months ago. Now, as this is only a teaser, it hardly embellishes any story or plot details, but Lois Lane is back and comes to us this time from Academy Award nominee Amy Adams. You also hear what I believe to be perfect casting as Kevin Costner brings to life Midwestern America in the form of Clark's adoptive father, Jonathan Kent. He tells both Clark and the audience about deciding what kind of man you want to be, whether it's good or bad, and in my opinion seems to be the moral compass of this film, just as Uncle Ben was from the Spider-Man features. It seems to me that the main difference between this and other Superman films are, well, everything. Zack Snyder has said that Man of Steel is a standalone feature that will pay no tributes, no homages, or praises to any other Superman adventure previous. Even John Williams' famous and memorable score has been abandoned in favor of different music. This is a reinvention, a reimagining, a recreation, or some other word that begins with re, and my reaction to this trailer from Comic-Con was holy freaking cow. Zack Snyder isn't making the Bryan Singer mistake either. Singer said that his second Superman feature following Superman Returns was going to be his Star Trek The Wrath of Khan. Now, the problem with that is that Superman Returns was just like Star Trek the motion picture, or loosely translated, very, very, very boring. Sadly, Bryan Singer never got to make that movie, but Zack Snyder seems to, with the help of Christopher Nolan, not to be making that same error. Together they seem to have crafted the countdown to the next big movie, and what a coincidence that this teaser for the Man of Steel appeared just before The Dark Knight Rises, which is also brought to us from the mind of Christopher Nolan. Well, that's about all I've got until the next official trailer for The Man of Steel is released in a few months. As I said before, I did put the link to the just released teaser in the description box below, and I will try to put the link to both of them down there if at all possible, if I can find it. Please feel free to leave any comments and or opinions with just how excited you are to see this film, and if you can't tell by the way that I am dressed, I just can't wait. And remember, people, I'm not always right, but only when it comes to the movies, and thank you for your attention.